Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio. I'm with my guest host, Brand Klein from Keller Williams Realty, and we're at the Stump the Expert, presented by our legal partner, OC Wills and Trust Attorneys, being prepared for your family. And I'm certain that's where value lies, as we've talked about value throughout our show. Call us direct, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. And Bram, I want to introduce Jacqueline Zweig from Jacqueline Zweig, Inc., a CPA here in Orange County, to help us out with these questions.
Thank you, Jacqueline, for your help.
The rest of it. See, I thought that we were going to be stumped, and now we have a professional expert here to help us out. The first question that came up from our listeners was about short sales. With the volume of short sales, is the IRS changing their policy, their tax code on debt forgiveness?
Well, they're not very vocal about the things that they're going to do yet. They don't like really making decisions, so who knows what's going to happen with that. I see them not making any decisions yet. They seem to be extending a lot of the laws just to avoid making those decisions on whether they want to keep them or not. So they don't want to hurt the economy, and so they're not going to want these people who are doing short sales to pay a lot of tax on the short sales. So for now, I don't see them changing much, but who knows?
Yeah, the Mortgage Relief Act that started in 2007, it's been continued till the end of the year, 2013, December. So hopefully there's not too much change, but with the market coming up and the volume of homes coming up and the demand and so forth and the rise in prices, we're seeing less and less. Here in Orange County now, we've got about 4.5% right now of the market are short sales, distressed homes. So hopefully this won't come into play much any longer.
It's and it's a big issue because you look at people who are in financial hardship because they don't have enough money. Oh, there's a brainstorm, right? And so here they have this financial hardship. They're trying to get out of their home that's creating this stress in their family, and then to sell their home and having all of their former equity forfeited, and then being left with a tax liability. It's like out of the frying pan into the fire. And so it seems like for me, just from a logic and reason standpoint, seems like it's something that should be left alone. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
The last question here I wanted to ask you, can I avoid being taxed on the sale of my home? Is there any gateway that allows me to sidestep taxes?
Well, there is the exclusion. So for your principal residence or a home that you lived in 2 out of the last 5 years, there's a $250,000 gain exclusion for individuals. And if you're married, you get $500,000. But another thing is that people might not realize is that included in your cost basis, you can include improvements you've made to the property, the selling costs, any of that adds to the property. So if you think, I bought it for $100 and I'm selling it for $700, but think about all the money that you've put into the property. You might be below that exclusion and not have to pay any tax on any gains.
One other quick thing too, that those 2 years and the 2 in the last 5 years don't have to be consecutive. They don't have to be consecutive.
Right. And also doing 1031 exchange, rolling the money into another property is another way to go about that as well.
For sure.
And I thought we were going to stump, but we're not. Jacqueline, you did great. Thanks for being with us. That's Jacqueline Zweig from Jacqueline Zweig Incorporated, CPA and Certified Financial Planner right here in Orange County. And I'm glad, Brand, that she was answering the questions because from a taxation standpoint, from a tax code standpoint, I've been in the industry a long time, but that's not my area of expertise.
Yeah, that's not my area of expertise. Why don't you pass that one on?
Here's one of the things that we have with Nelson Radio is we have our affinity partners, our community of professionals that are a part of Nelson Radio, whether that be in the accounting practices or law firms, family practice law firms, estate planning attorneys, real estate law firms, are all partnering where we've already vetted out these professionals. We know they're credible, we know they're accountable, We know that they perform. And so you have great resources for these kinds of professional questions through nelsonradio.com. As we close out the show, I wanted to, as we always do, showcase our alliance with Treasures of Africa. This is our sponsor orphanage down in Moshi, Tanzania, that was founded by a woman here in Orange County, Rita Langland.
Right.
Had a heart for these kids that were being abandoned primarily from the AIDS pandemic. That's almost the epicenter in Tanzania, and these children being left to be cared for by their elderly grandparents that don't have the capacity to care for young children, or for that matter, just left street side. And I wanted to share this story. This sweet little girl, her name is Mary. Her father was murdered by thieves. Her mom died shortly after, and she was left to live with her grandmother. It's that exact testimony. Grandma couldn't take care of these little children, and so she came to Treasures of Africa along with her half-sister, and of being raised up in this platform that provides not only just relief in the context of pure drinking water, education, clothing, food, but they're being brought up to be community difference makers. And that's really the foundation that I love about this organization, is that they're bringing up children to come back into the community and make a difference.
Right, no, wonderful cause.
Well, if you want to sponsor Little Mary, you'll see her picture on our web platform, nelsonradio.com, and take a look at that. It's a great organization, along with Operation Homefront that we showcased with our local effort here in the U.S. Great show on values, as Dave Austin brought out in Coach's Corner, and also with Alexander Vita giving us a read on what was taking place outside of our coastal community in the Glendora and Claremont area, and great insights.
Yeah, thank you to Academy Mortgage, industry innovators reacting to borrowers' needs with their lock and shop rate guarantee, addressing concerns over rates rising while you find a property.
And the Operation Homefront, as we sit here at Lion Air Museum and recognize what the military has gone through, and one of their programs that is actually rehabbing, taking properties that have been taken back by the lender and awarding those properties to our returning warriors for a thank you gesture for their service. It's a fabulous effort. And of course, our producer, Phil Gianbrun, great effort. Thanks for your efforts. You've been listening to Nelson Radio, Saturdays from 2 to 3, right on KTLK AM 1150. We want to hear from you. Coach's Corner, give us a call, 888-888-2136. And also, go to our website, nelsonradio.com. We have our free e-guide on controlling values in real estate. Helps you reduce the fear, relax a little bit, and have some peace of mind when you're out there buying your next home. We'll be back with you next week.
Nelson is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 331060.
This is Nelson from Nelson Radio, and it's important that we talk about a very serious issue. We had bad lending practices that led to the mortgage meltdown, but now we've got the challenge of deplorable customer service coming out of the meltdown. Bottom line, getting a new loan can be like pulling teeth without Novocaine. I've got the solution. Academy Mortgage and my team are injecting into the industry real performance and real accountability. Here are the facts. Appraisals in less than a week. Rate guarantees that can improve if the market goes down. Purchase transactions with our market-exclusive close-on-time guarantees and refinance transactions in as little as 30 days. Who would have thunk? Guaranteed rates and guaranteed performance from your mortgage lender. Call me, Nelson, an accountable loan expert for nearly 3 decades, direct at 888-888-2136. That's Nelson at 888-888-2136, 888-888-2136, or at strongcreditrewards.com.